No short skirts, please.
दोबारा मेरी क्लास में लिपस्टिक पहन के मत आना.
Oh, Sunny Lion.
Along with childhood nostalgia and recurring exam nightmares, there's another thing girls take away from their schooling experience: constant policing of their attire and behavior.
माधुरी दीक्षित बनने आई हो, अनुशासन नहीं है.
The tendency to police girls has its roots all the way back in the very foundation of formal education. From ancient Greek schools in 5th century BC to the first public schools in colonial America, formal education had one thing in common: it catered to boys. Throughout history, education was not considered a priority for girls. In the mid-19th century, when education reformers started advocating for opening schools to girls, their main argument was that it would enable girls to be better wives and mothers. One parliamentary report in 19th century England summed up the ideal female students as decorative, modest, marriageable beings. During suffragette movements in the US and Switzerland, the education of women was still an important demand. But educators resisted this idea and still favored the goal of producing good domesticated girls. Things did begin to change in the 20th century, especially after the Second World War. Courses for women shifted from being vocational to purely educational, and college enrollment for women skyrocketed, especially in the US. And yet, despite this drastic shift, the rules for disciplining girls were still based on the notion of producing obedient, domesticated girls. Even today, schools around the world punish girls and send them home for wearing distracting clothes, showing too much skin, wearing kajal, lip balm, or any other form of vulgar self-expression.
पहुँचो.
There's an added layer to this policing in India, where a girl's education is seen as an unnecessary privilege. To prove herself worthy of being educated, she not only has to work doubly hard in academics, but has to epitomize the good girl stereotype.
I'm a brilliant student. कॉलेज क्यों छुड़ा रहे हो? मैं सॉरी बोल चुकी हूँ ना. पूरी कॉलेज में तेरी बातें हो रही हैं.
While bad girls are shamed and reprimanded for their sexual expression, good girls or docile, obedient girls who stick to the rules are rewarded and conditioned into shaming their fellow students. This creates a system of girls internalizing the shaming and turning on their classmates to keep them in check. But here's the thing. Not only is adolescence a difficult and confusing time for everyone, the research has shown it is particularly bad for girls, with their confidence nosediving between the ages of 12 to 16. Girls who were previously confident about themselves, about making friends, about their achievements, become timid and underconfident, even though most of the time they are outperforming boys academically. And so, instead of focusing on our emotional and intellectual development and arming us with the self-confidence to deal with the onset of puberty, schools reinforce the messaging that we're already getting from stares on the streets and whispers at home, that our bodies are shameful distractions that need to be kept in check.
To know all the students, especially the ones who dress like prostitutes.
Instead of calling our makeup distracting or sending us home to change out of a short skirt, why not send home the boy who snaps our bra strap, or shame the teacher who has nothing better to do than examine our knees? What a radical idea. If you like this video, slam it on your alumni groups and don't forget to subscribe to the Swaddle and hit that bell icon to get all of our updates.